So I've said this actually a lot. We have not really advanced as a species. Our technology has. But socially, morally, ethically, we've made lateral moves. 7,000 years or more of recorded human history. And to this day, we are still fighting over women's rights to decide their own fate. I mean, look, you can set aside all the talks of race or nationality or any of that. Half of the population is female. The fact that we are still fighting over the rights for half of the population to decide their own body autonomy. Whether it's, you can, set aside abortion, rights for a second, because I don't give a shit whether you agree with it or not. If it's not your uterus, you don't really have a say in the decision. Period. Look, if men could carry children, if men could have babies, there'd definitely be some different abortion laws. Like, it's perfectly legal to have an abortion laws. But you can set aside abortion for a minute. Just the simple fact that if a woman wants to get her tubes tied so that she's not just populating the planet with children that she doesn't want, that you can't afford, you are required to jump through proverbial hoops to get that done. A lot of doctors will tell you got to wait until you're 30-something, or they'll want, a husband consultation, or make you go through, a whole year of bullshit. And it's... You can't even decide as a woman on your own whether or not you want to have children according to the medical field. I don't really understand it, to be honest. I grasp the concept. I see how it affects us socially, but I don't understand how we're still here. After thousands of years of social evolution, of growth of community, of most of us at this point living in cities and numbering in the millions, you'd think that we'd develop a little equality along the way, or something similar. But what we end up with is nearly 8,000 years of recorded human history, and we are still arguing about whether or not fully half of the population has the right to decide what they want to do with their life, if they want to have children or not, whether or not they get pregnant or not, if they decide they want to keep it or not. So many places where other people are sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. And that's what's been pissing me off for a while. I love history. I'm a huge fan of history. Those who don't study it are doomed to repeat it. But we've been repeating the same history for thousands of years. Every time women start to get into places of power, they get limited. They get shackled. They get held down. I watched a little thing on the coronation of the Queen, and it was beautifully done, and there was a lot of ceremony and pomp and all that, and it was very, very English. And one of the things that struck me is they're basically trying to take her power away, because the It's effectively what happened. The power was in the hands of the people after that. It wasn't supposed to be, it's a different kind of monarchy and yada, 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 yada. At every point where women get some rights, they have them pruned, curtailed, trimmed up. I really don't fucking understand how. So I'm not even sure where in the fuck the rant is going. I'm just pissed off about it. And frankly, this is kind of my therapy. I recommend everybody try it, by the way. The next time you're angry about something, yell at your phone. Tell your phone what you're angry about. Turn the video on, record it, and then play it back and watch yourself. But I keep saying it, and I'll say it again, and I'll keep on saying it again. Nearly 8,000 years of recorded human history, and we are still arguing and debating on a woman's right to choose and decide her own fate. And it's a fact that if men could carry children, that if men could get pregnant, that there wouldn't be the anti-abortion laws that exist today. That it would be open fucking season. Humans. We're an evolved species, huh? The only thing that has evolved has been our tech. We have made lateral moves when it comes to socio-communal efforts. We have made lateral moves where it concerns women's rights, where it concerns how we interact with each other, nation to nation. I mean, racism is a fucking problem. Sexism is a problem. Nationalism is definitely a fucking problem. I mean, nobody else was really bothered by America first. Like, we haven't heard that somewhere else in the world before. Oh, America first. Like Germany first, back in the fucking... Yeah, come on. Nobody noticed? We all fucking noticed. We make lateral fucking moves. We're not really changing that much. And that's why... in 2021, we are still arguing about whether or not a woman has the right to decide whether or not she wants to have an abortion, or whether or not she wants to get her tubes tied, or whether or not if she gets raped by her uncle, if she can have that fucking thing terminated. Because in some places she can't. And don't give me any fucking horse shit about every life is sacred to God. I don't believe in your God. Take your pick of whichever fucking one of the pantheon of literally thousands that have been invented over the course of humankind. I don't worship any deity. Not one. Not a single fucking one. Not a pantheon. Not a plethora. The only thing that could be said that I worship is me. That's it. Just me. And I don't even worship me. It's just I'm what I have faith and belief in. Because I sure as heck don't have a whole lot of that in the human race. Nearly 8,000 years of recorded human history, and we have made lateral moves when it comes to how we treat each other. Our tech, this right here, our technology has gotten so much better. Oh, we've made leaps and bounds. I'm driving in a steel and plastic machine that is going to carry me at 55 or 60 miles an hour down a a hardened asphalt surface, talking on a device that is recording me digitally so that I can play it back and upload it to an invisible internet here later on. We have made amazing advances in technology. In how we treat each other, not so much. Not so much. Look, people are still hacking each other's heads off, literally, in the Middle East. And it's not even about they're murdering each other over a plot of sand that sits on some oil. That's not even it. These people are fanatic about their religious beliefs in most cases and want to turn that spot into a theocracy. Make it sacred for us. Well, fuck you, man. Who said I got to believe in your religion? That's you. I don't want to convert, and their response is to convert at the edge of a sword. If you will not join us, you will die. Fuck that religion. Fuck any religion that espouses that mentality. And that's why I say fuck pretty much every religion. We are still fighting for equality and human rights. Basic human rights. In the year 2021. All of the shit you hear along the way about how, oh, well, this culture, these people used to be, women were considered equal part of it. Yeah? What happened to them? Is it still that way now? Really? Where? And if not, then why not? Oh, because in cases where women were allowed to own property, in most cases, what that meant was it's basically a placeholder until she gets married. And then her husband gets to own that property. So set aside talks of racism for just a moment, and let's consider that in the year 2021, we are still making only lateral fucking moves to preserve the patriarchal power structure. Grow up. Why in the fuck are we still doing this shit?